Hello everyone. Dr. Martin, in his presentation, focuses in on the importance of families as shepherds of their flock. This of course means mom and dads, whether you're a single parent or mom and dad are still at home. So I would just ask you to watch once again what Ralph Martin says about this, and then I will come back and give my own sort of explanation or a little bit commentary on what he says. Thank you for your attention. This is something that also sort of has mystified me, in a certain way. Maybe I'm just still partly naive, and I maybe can't figure it out after all these years. Is that when you join a company, if you don't align yourself with the mission of the company, they'll fire you. Like that's the world.
Yep.
If you don't want to sell this product, get out. Go somewhere else. But in the church, we really, I understand thought and living, it's a bit more of a gray area in some ways, but we tend to tolerate a lot of nonsense
Yeah.
or the sense of false compassion that you were talking about in another way.
hmm Yeah. We have to have an eagle eye for fidelity to Christ. We have to have an eagle eye for caring for the flock, protecting them from the wolves. We need to have an eagle eye for people's salvation and really not tolerate anything that will undermine people's faith, Like look at how the apostles pastored. They didn't just encourage, but they admonished. They publicly corrected sinners. Paul said to the Ephesian elders before he left them for the last time, he says, "Your blood is not upon my hands, because I have not held back from you the full counsel of God." So we're going to have to, he's saying, I'm not going to be judged by God because I did what he wanted me to do. I told you the whole darn truth, and we have to live like that. We have to be willing to rebuke, exhort, whatever we have to do, to protect the flock and to protect God's holy church.
And I assume that with the advice you've given to families about parents praying for their children, fasting, and so on,
Yeah.
you give that same advice to the priests.
Hmm. Yeah, everybody, all of us, and families need to be recognized that they're shepherds of their flock, They need to be very concerned about what their children are doing. They need to be monitoring their electronic media. There's really wicked things going on social media. They need to not be afraid, depending on the age of the child, to say, no, you're too young to have a cell phone. Uh, no, you need to be older. You need to show more responsibility. Or they need to be able to say, look, you can have a cell phone, but I want to be able to monitor it. So each day I'm going to take a look at what your texting is and who you're texting. Because this is my job as a parent, to protect you from some of the things that are going on there. If you want to communicate with your friends, fine. If you want to chat, fine. But there's people out there that are looking to corrupt young people, and I need to be vigilant about that.
Mm.
So, I need to be vigilant about their friends. I need to be vigilant about when they say they're going somewhere. I want to be able to call the parents and say that if that's really the case. Are you going to be supervising the party tonight? Are you going to be home tonight? How do you feel about serving alcohol to underage kids? We need to, parents need to communicate with each other and work together, because I'll tell you, the culture is working overtime against them.
So Ralph Martin, who has long experience, he's a father and a grandfather, makes it very clear, what most parents know. You all know this. That there's an easy side to being a parent, and there's a very difficult side to being a parent. You have to be a shepherd of your flock, shepherd of your children. For that matter, one could say even a shepherd of each other. But focusing on the children, he says, the families really need to monitor social media. That's even if you allow your kids to have social media accounts, and you don't have to. This is the thing that parents need to realize. You don't have to do this. I know it's not easy. I don't pretend it's easy. I'm not a physical parent. But I know parents who simply don't allow their kids to have social media accounts. But you have to start young. If they're teenagers and you do this on them, you're going to have a battle on your hands. But even ways that are beyond what this is all about here, there are ways to mitigate that or to train them, to use their media accounts properly. So monitor their social media. That's huge. there should be no privacy in emails or the sites they visit. And be open about this. If they do have cell phones or computers or social media accounts, there's no privacy. And this isn't about you being draconian or being like big brother or big sister. This is about you protecting them. And you have an obligation and a right, a responsibility and a duty because you love them, to watch over them and protect them. And tell them it will help them to avoid being bullied. Or there's predators out there. I heard one time on an NBC morning show, I never forgot this. Would parents leave their children in a mall and just walk away? Like in a really super busy mall, any mall, but a super busy mall and just walk away? No. No parent would be insane to do that. And yet we allow children to be basically alone on the computer where there's predators and people who are trying to manipulate and hurt them. Down on the southern border in the States, they're talking about drug cartels that are trying to get teenagers to be smugglers. These people there's evil people out there, people doing evil. So parents have the right and the duty for love to monitor all the social accounts, make it crystal clear that you love them, and there'll come a time when they have their own accounts, but not until perhaps, I don't know, you have to decide whether it's 18 or 17 or grade 12, whatever it is. So be clear enough to curtail screen time. I've always said to the students, more book time than screen time. You limit their screen time. You just set guidelines, rules, just like they do in school on the first day. But you got to stick with it. You got to be consistent. So important. Basically, it's once again re-emphasizing how important it is to tell them that it's your job, that you love them, your job to protect them, watch over them. They may resent you for this. And Ralph Martin says, play the long game because they'll think, you're mean and you're an old bag and you're stupid and blah, blah, blah. To keep telling them you love them, think the long game. And one day, if you do this properly for the right intention, they will tell you how much they love you and how much they respect and are appreciative of the decisions you made for them, even though they were hard when they were young. So communicate with your children, pray with them, and you'll have a much better relationship and you will be good shepherds of your family. God bless you.